It's set to low latency. It's set.
It is. It is now. But like as soon as I changed it, like I couldn't switch it to like normal if I wanted to.
Right. I think that what's going to happen is going to make another instance of the stream though, so I'll have to combine.
I know, but I mean, it sounded like it was unwatchable. So
yeah. So let's try that.
Is it going now?
Yes, it's going now. So we're going to see what happens.
Maybe my internet just is not compatible with ultra low latency mode.
Maybe.
I mean, I just don't know.
I wonder how much the like the normal latency speed is, or how big of a gap in time there is.
No idea.
All right. All right.
I mean, how does it look like it's doing okay or what?
Yeah. I mean, it's orange.
I mean, I don't have great numbers here in OBS, to be honest.
Let's see what happens. The chat log reset. I know. It's not because I think what's going to happen is it's going to make another instance of the stream.
Should I try and just stop again and go to normal latency, because like it doesn't look like it's stabilizing?
I think that you should just stay here right now. I think it's okay right now. I mean, it's orange, but I think that it's. Oh, see, I mean, there's a lot of people that are seeing it though now for the first time.
For the first time.
Well, that didn't know that we were streaming. Like Sean Quinn is saying, I thought maybe they weren't doing it tonight, Mother's Day and all.
I wonder if there was like a problem with notifications going out, because
yeah,
it was weird earlier.
Right. Okay, now it's green, so it should be okay.
All right, well, we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't a lot of people watching, so I don't know. I accidentally launched the stream. It somehow got on unlisted, and I don't know why.
Right.
And so I stopped it, switched it to regular, and then... So I don't know.
So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll get some people in here that think that we're starting an hour late. Interesting. So Sean Quinn says, I went to the YouTube page at some point and didn't see there was anything going on live.
Well, that's very strange.
Yeah.
Might have explained why there wasn't a lot of people on.
Right.
Monkeys wearing the white pants have very poor vision. They hardly notice you even when you approach them. Be careful though. They will move in fast and capture.
Yeah, I mean, we can switch over to like normal latency or low latency going forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Ultra low latency was probably not really necessary.
Yeah. I mean, Drumata is saying I was just here 2 minutes ago and it wasn't there, but it's there now.
Well, 2 minutes ago, there probably wasn't here.
But still.
Because we were trying to figure out the problem, but...
I'm guessing if you went to YouTube when the stream was throwing a wobbly, it was like it was not being live at that moment.
Well, people were saying when it went down, it was in a weird way, whatever that means.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the frame rate, it's like looking like 60 frames per second. It did not look like it was 60 frames before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's odd. Does ultra low latency not do 60 frames?
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe we've been not doing 60 frames all this time and didn't know.
Maybe. So everyone's like, now they need to know exactly how you have this, how you're doing this again. How you're what you're using.
Oh, is someone asking again?
Yeah. You want to explain the setup because you're trying something a little different this week. You bought, or should I just?
Yeah, you know the whole thing, so you should just tell it.
So Tri was doing a lot of research and trying to improve his 480i capture, and he decided to go back to the basics, and he bought a device called the DVDO iScan Pro, and he's running that. It takes component and it goes out to it has like a D-sub style output. It can be RGB or component or YPPBR, and it's feeding that into the OSSC's VGA input and using that to double what the iScan Pro is sending, which is 40p. And so it's deinterlacing. Ideally, the results will hopefully be Framemeister style 480p upscale.
Or 480i, Framemeister style 480i, but without
any kind of noise.
Yeah, the Framemeister noise. That's the hope. It does have lag, so I mean, I don't think it's like 2 frames supposedly, but I'm just using it for capture, so it doesn't matter. Right.
It's not ideal for just playing, but for capture.
Yeah, I'm playing on PVM, so. look at the swinging banana blades. Let's see how far back you are. I'm going to pause right now. Oh, I just died.
Okay, it just paused.
So it's a bit, but I mean, I'm second guessing whether I don't normally think about it during streams, like whether it's 60 frames or not. Like when I'm watching a stream, like your stream, like I don't know, I just don't really think about it. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, were we not streaming 60 frames on ultra low latency mode? Like,
it makes me wonder. What does it say about it? Ultra low latency is best for real-time interaction. Does not support closed captions, 1440p, and 4K resolution. I'm not sure if he has an opinion versus the first Ape Escape just yet, since, I mean, you're only like 5 levels in or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far in. I mean, it's almost identical so far. I mean, the first game had more of a time travel theme. This one, I think, is made more of a globe trotting.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I mean, the core gameplay is extremely similar. And I haven't gotten any new gadgets yet.
Yeah, as long as the original file is on the archive, like I'll download them and then upload them as one complete thing. I could never stand to have it as two separate instances on there. It would annoy me too much.
They were dissecting a banana down there. I think my chat is frozen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to refresh my stream page.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's not
not
It's-
acting
it
weird
doesn't-
now.
Yeah, it's not having any issues.
I mean, I
anymore.
lowered the bit rate pretty significantly too. Like now, I'm kind of like wondering, like, ooh, could I bump it up? Like it probably doesn't look too great in motion, but
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. We got Retrode in the chat. Say what's been the strangest experience since quarantine? The strangest thing to me is that school would be ending this week for my kids,
oh yeah,
and it feels like this whole thing started so long ago.
I'll tell you what's the strangest thing that happened to me during quarantine. So like I've been eating at home, but like I've done curbside carry out, like, you know, once every 5 or 7 days, you know.
Right.
And for the most part, I've tried to stick with, you know, like the more like local chains. You know, the ones that are more Charlotte area or North Carolina.
First jump towards it. You'll automatically climb
Hang on, I'm learning about how to climb.
parallel. Just slide down. Press jump.
Sounds pretty straightforward. One time I was just like, you know, I'm gonna order some carry out from O'Charlie's. Get a hamburger. And well, I got there, I parked, got my burger brought out to me, and my car wouldn't turn on. So I called my dad. My dad has jumper cables. I'm like, I'm really dumb on cars. So I'm just like, he's like, well, I mean, it sounds like a dead battery. And so he came and he got me jumped. I got home, but then of course I had to get a new battery.
And that's like over 100.
Yeah, but like I couldn't go get it. So like a couple days later, my dad picked one up and brought it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the only time I've seen my family since all this started. I saw my dad twice very briefly. But I mean, they had to. I mean, I was stuck.
Yeah, that's so random that it just happened. Then I guess you
Well,
just haven't been driving enough, so maybe. It's
well, I
like,
thought about that, but like my dad took my old battery out because he said, you know, it's a lot more expensive if you don't trade in another one when you pick it up. So he took it out of my car, and when he brought it to the store, you know, it was the battery that came with the car. It was a new car. And they're like, this is a pretty cheap battery.
It's really funny though. I go out to like the grocery store like once a week maybe, or if it can be interchangeable between my wife and myself. I mean, she might go sometimes, or I might go. But it's crazy to think about how since this whole thing started, I've only gone through a half a tank of gas.
Yeah, same, yeah. Because I filled up my gas like right when this was getting started, and I am exactly at half a tank. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
And gas is like $1.50 around here.
I'm sure it's pretty low here too. I just haven't even paid attention to it really. But I mean, I gotta tell you, I mean, I basically have everything done in this basement that I need to get done. Holy!
Was that a mistake? Sometimes
That's not
people
a
make
mistake.
mistakes. Sometimes people make mistakes. If that was a mistake,
We got a $200
jeez, thank you.
donation from Otaku JHP. Holy crap.
Thank
Saying,
you.
hard to express the value of what I've learned from you guys with a dollar amount, but I wanted to give back. Keep up the awesome work. Holy mackerel.
Well,
Thank you.
Not much more to say about that, but thank you, and we will continue to do our best.
Jeez. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Holy cannoli. Corpse 413 says, well, there's the car battery.
Yeah.
Jeez, thank you. Thank you. Whew. I had mentioned in the stream when it was all messing up, I did a stream with Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly on Wednesday over on the Twitch channel, where we managed to read through half of a magazine in 4 hours. It's just so funny to say it. I just think it's funny to say that it took us 4 hours and we didn't even make it through the whole magazine.
Oops.
Jeezums.
I saw Sean Quinn had a question earlier, but I forget what it was.
Was it the thing about Billy Mitchell?
No, I don't, it was something else.
It's about a bidet.
Oh, right. Mine is Lux Bidet. You know, you were asking about it.
Well, because I installed a new toilet 3 weeks ago, I think. The week before I put I changed all the internals of one toilet in the house.
Well, that's some toilet modding right there.
Yeah, I mean it's just like all the old plastic parts.
My life in toilets coming up.
Yeah, but then the next week, I put a whole new toilet in my wife and I's bathroom. Like I pulled it off, and I put the new one on with the wax ring and did all this other stuff. And when we were just like talking about it, like we just like thought about I was like, oh, we should think about getting one. But at first I thought, oh, you need to have power for it, and I would have to install an outlet. How would I go about doing that?
But it's all mechanical.
All uses water pressure.
Yeah, but it's just all based on water pressure. I just turn the dial, and the more I turn it, the stronger it goes. So it's pretty cool. No power at all. I mean, like the ones that were in the hotels in Japan, those are electric. But they don't have to be. I mean, it was only $35, but when I linked you, it was like up to like 50 or something now.
Yeah, I think it was like $60 or something. But yeah, I mean they got to be up there right now. But it was just like conversation. We discussed it for approximately 6 minutes.
Well, you should do it though. I mean, you never tried it in Japan. I mean, it feels super weird and uncomfortable at first, but like once you've done a time or two, then it's just like, how did I live without this? Like you will feel so stupid that you have gone through this much of your life without it.
Have a little rest, okay?
Retro Tech, I don't know if you know this, but hang on, let me find the email really quick. I'm not sure if you watch Displaced Gamers at all. The show on YouTube. But
Jimmy, our schedule is
Chris from Displaced Gamers just moved to your neck of the woods. I told him that you were down there. He just moved from Seattle to around you.
Oh, Displaced Gamers was in Seattle?
Hmm?
The slingback shooter is to fire the slingback shooter, then release. See that switch over there?
But I not sure if you still have the internals or the screen for that 14L5, but I definitely am still interested if you still have it around. I need to get Rachel from Retro Access has been borrowing that PVM, but I would like to, when I get it back, I want to have you swap out the screen if you still have the screen. Okay, excellent. Once all this is everything is kind of normalized, I think that I can make the trip down. Oh, perfect. Okay. Because the one I have, it has burn-in on it and it has some weird squiggly stuff going on. But I think that I might have you recap my 20L5 as well. I'm getting a kind of a jitter in the image. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens for probably the first 30 minutes when I turn it on.
So try hitting. Oh yes. In addition to the normal pellet, defeating enemies will often use to switch.
It's just kind of a very, very light shaking.
My when he was here just before you couldn't really go get around much anymore. We were possibly going to recap my 20L5, but just had absolutely no time. And I do want to get recapped eventually because every once in a while it just turns off and immediately comes back on. But it's never, I don't think it's ever been while I was actually playing. It's always been it was on and I would go back out into the office and then I would hear it, or I was working on something in here, but it wasn't when I was actually playing in a way that mattered.
Does that monkey look familiar? Jimmy, what on earth are you doing here?
You see, we accidentally sent the monkey helmets with the pants, and then Spectre appeared and started messing around again, and what I mean is, it's all a big mess.
Yes, so that's why that monkey was causing.
We got a $2 donation from Gaming Blow saying the Mario 64 PC port, it's amazing. Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it, but I saw some video and it looked shockingly authentic.
But I mean, it is, isn't it? From the source code, right?
Well, I don't fully understand the details because I heard about this several months ago.
The professor's right.
Come along now.
I heard several months ago something about what was it?
It's a pure one-to-one port, no nonsense, reverse engineered and compiled for Windows 10.
See, I heard something to the effect of that people wrote source code that results in a compiled version that has the same is bit for bit the same as the Nintendo compiled code. Which that doesn't even make sense to me. How is that possible? They don't have the source code. How are they writing source code that is exactly the same? That
Well, it's reverse engineered from the ROM, probably the same way that Blue Point Games does it.
That doesn't even make sense to me though. How can you reverse engineer? I mean, I'm not a programmer, but it just doesn't make sense that you can reverse engineer compiled data and make new source code.
They decompiled the game. They do exist. But I don't think it's like the data leak happened, but this is from something else.
But yeah, it looked very authentic from the little bit of the video I watched.
As you're dodging the bullets, take a
Is it complete?
I think the main reason Nintendo's probably trying to pull it down is because didn't it come out a while back that they're like thinking about that they're gonna they're remaking Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine or something like that.
I've heard rumors, I think, but they haven't. I mean, has Nintendo really announced much of anything for this year yet?
No, and nothing has happened lately either.
I heard that they were going to have a direct, in June around E3 time, but they might not now.
Yeah, they've said that there will be no June video.
It's interesting that the slingshot automatically goes into first-person view. That's nice.
Buckle up for Game of the Year Clubhouse games. I have that pre-order.
Oh, really?
I thought it'd be fun to play with the kids.
Probably. I actually half thought about oh, maybe my dad would enjoy a Switch Lite or something, because he played my dad has my original DS.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he still plays Clubhouse games on it every night before he goes to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably worth it. I think it would be fun to play that stuff. And it was my Best Buy Gamers Club unlocked was just about to expire, and I was like, I should just pre-order it, and if I change my mind later on, I can change my mind.
Doesn't it have 200 games or something?
Something like that, and I just feel like it'd be fun to play it with the kids.
There probably would
at least
be.
My daughter who can, they might be able to understand it a little bit. I talked about this earlier. I guess earlier.
Okay, 51 games, not 200, but a lot.
Yeah. I played through. It was recommended to me during a stream one time, and there was a Best Buy had a physical version of it of a Sayonara Wild Hearts, and it was a great little experience. I mean, it's only a little bit over an hour to play through the whole game, but it's really cool.
So what is it? I saw you gushing about it in one of our Discord
game.
chats. But...
It's just a rhythm game.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of like Rez in a lot of ways, but without the shooting part. I mean, it does have shooting parts. It's just really cool. I guess it's changes between a lot of. It's all on rails. There are shooting parts, but it is. It is really, really good. Someone described it as a pop album in video game form, and that is absolutely right. It was just so cool. And then the day after, I thought my daughter would think it was pretty cool, because we had a really fun time when I played through Pokemon Snap. She just both kids watched me play through it, because they can get involved in it and stuff. And when I played through Sayonara Wild Hearts, I said, I bet you that my daughter would like this because of the music especially. And she thought it was amazing. And it's only a little bit over an hour. I mean, there's other it'll take longer if you want to get gold medals on everything and stuff like that, but it's just that song that plays on the title screen, the intro, and then it goes into the song on the title screen. And when that song kicks in, it's like, okay, I'm all in, because it's just, I don't know, it just got me.
You respond very strongly, like
to
music in games in ways that I don't like. I mean, I respond to music in games. I'm not saying that I don't, but like the ways that you respond are kind of sometimes a little like, I just don't relate. Like you talk about like, oh my gosh, the soundtrack in Alan Wake is so good. And when you say that, you're referring to these licensed songs that it plays like after you beat a chapter, like, and it just like, you're like on the in screen after the chapter, and like it doesn't play during gameplay or anything, but the fact that that song exists in the game is meaningful to you, even though it like isn't during gameplay.
It accentuates the experience for sure for me.
And see that like the way that that's implemented, but obviously like they wouldn't have done that if like they didn't think that it, if like Sam Lake didn't also think that that was meaningful to have that in there at the end of the episode, even though it wasn't over a cutscene or a gameplay or anything. But like, I just don't, I mean, but of course I'm not really into, popular music, so I can't relate in the same way.
Or music with lyrics most of the time, right?
Well, I mean, I have nothing against music with lyrics and, games or movies or whatever, but like I like it if I like how it sounds, like Persona music or whatever.
Right.
Like, but it really has nothing to do with the lyrics, because like I'm almost like deaf to lyrics. Like I can't make out what they're saying. So it's just, if I like the sound of it, it's more like the voice is an instrument to me, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where it just, I mean, the music just, I don't know, I connect with it. That was very much the case with Sayonara Wild Hearts.
And less the case with Streets of Rage 4.
Right. Well, I mean, there are some songs in Streets of Rage 4 that I really, really liked. But I mean,
but like
but the way that I connected with it was much greater in Sayonara than it was.
But like the that one track that you did really like in Streets of Rage 4, like you liked it. You liked it immediately as soon as you heard it. Like it was more about the sound of it. Like, see, for me, like I need to hear a piece of music for a while, before I'm like, oh, I'm into this, like so. I mean, sure, sometimes a song just like gets off to a great start, but like that's to sink in for a while for me.
You need to relate it. You relate it to the gameplay experience more so than just the song itself.
Correct. That's a big part of the reason why, game music is most of what I listen to, because I like it because it's associated with something that I like, and that, I do enjoy it on its own merits as well.
Well, I mean, I would be curious to see what you thought about Wild Hearts. I mean, it doesn't require you to like have a rhythm to be able to play it.
Is it kind of like Tetris Effect or whatever, or Child of Eden or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I really liked those, and I stayed away from those for so long because people call them music games. And
I mean, if you want to, I mean, you'll be able to, like, the movement is based on rhythm, but you don't need it to be able to do it. We got a $5 donation from ISIS CP03, who asked, why did the Framemeister go out of production, and where can I find a high-def NES chip? The main reason the Framemeister went out of production is because it was the specific chip in it that was the interlacer chip was end of life and not replaced. So
I mean, it would have required them to redesign the Framemeister.
Yeah,
they wouldn't, and they knew, like, I believe when they, bought into that chip, my understanding is that chip manufacturers have, they have a projection for how long a chip is going to be in production. So they likely knew when they bought into it. I mean, maybe it's possible that it wasn't really announced in the best way, that kind of caused a lot of alarm, but it was just a function of supply, and that chip wasn't being made anymore. High defness, I think someone left a comment saying, like, are they supposedly not going to be making any more of those? Like, I don't know, I hadn't heard that, but I'm not necessarily always in touch with that stuff.
The monkeys have spread to more locations across the world than I'd expected.
I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot.
Had you heard anything about the high def NES? Like,
no. I was gonna say, like, we've had a crazy surge of views on our GBA Consolizer video.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen, like, have any idea where that might be coming from? Did it get posted someplace, or does somebody talk about it? Because it's been, like, our #1 video view-wise for several days now. Oh, we got a $2 donation from Ed Diaz with no message. Thank you. Another $2 from Ed Diaz.
Hopefully that wasn't a mistake on your part. Thank you either way. It's interesting, the RC car unlocked much later in Ape Escape 1. I think it's one of the neatest gadgets.
Well, Ed Diaz was asking if the Retro Tink is on the same level as the Framemeister.
It's different.
Yeah.
Retro Tink, the Framemeister, it's possible to get it sharper, although in some ways the Retro Tink is cleaner. Like, it doesn't have the noise that the Framemeister has in certain colors. But the Framemeister can definitely be sharper than the Retro Tink. But the Retro Tink also has less lag than the Framemeister. Not that the Framemeister has, like, a lot of lag, but to some people it's a lot. It's like a frame and a half. The Framemeister also has more, like, true deinterlacing for 480i stuff, but, like, they're different devices. They're hard to compare, really.
Yeah. So Cheesemeister is saying, I do not, this is a quote from somebody I'm saying, I do not know when these will be made again, as Keptris needs to redesign the kit to replace some chips that went end of life and is currently busy with analog. I think that's probably from, that's what Jason probably said. That would make sense, though.
So, very much the same thing we were talking about with the Framemeister, then.
Yes. I mean, it just seems to be a pretty common thing that's happening. I mean, it happened with the SCDS NES, which is the reason that the
yeah, that's the main reason the Pro happened.
Yeah, or the FX pack.
Yeah.
That's not all.
See that switch there? There you go. The RC.
Yeah. OSSC Pro should be a good replacement for the Framemeister.
But who knows?
We have no idea how far off it is.
Right. That's why I got this DVD-O box, you know, because I was like, well, it's possible the OSSC Pro will do as good or better of a job, but like I want a good deinterlacing option now that's not going to have to require me to switch between a bunch of different upscalers.
Right.
So right now I'm able to do everything pretty nicely through the OSSC, including S-Video and Composite with the Coury. So like I've got things going on pretty good here right now, I think.
There's a pipe over there.
I mean, couldn't the iScan? The iScan could do that, right?
Do
But
what?
But it'd be upscaling it. It wouldn't just be passing it through.
Wait, what are you
I was
talking about?
The iScan Pro, it takes composite and S-Video as well, and outputs as.
I guess that's true. It probably does do a YPBPR, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it'd have to because it only does one of the two. You have to select it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, if I wanted to test
It would
it,
make it 40p though.
if I wanted to, yeah, that's true. And I'd rather like send it native 240. And like, I think, who knows what it does with 240p content? I think the write up on Hazard City though said that it does 240p mostly pretty well.
Right, the iScan.
Yeah. So it might not be that bad, but I'd still rather use the Coury since I've got it. And it's kind of designed for it.
Side of the RC car, or it's destroyed. Press the R3 button.
Douglas Manor says, I'm a big fan of your informative videos, but my favorites so far are the third-party and first-party controllers videos. I mean, the reason we make those videos, I think, is because they are, I guess, what we would consider like crowd pleaser videos, where people just tend to like them just because they're an easy breezy watch. I feel like. We got a $1.99 from Robbie Huang saying,
Thank you.
VHS captures. What method upscale with Coury and OSSC? I mean, it's that would be a good way to do it. I mean, what I use, I have a VCR DVD combo that has upscaling built in, and I feel like it generally looks pretty good.
The problem with doing the OSSC is that, you know, or the RetroTink or Framemeister or anything really, is that they tend to lose sync with the with VHS tapes just because they're a little unstable.
Yeah.
Even like one that you think is in relatively good shape, it's probably going to drop at some point. So just to stabilize the signal, I like to pass it through a DVD recorder and then output it, you know, component or whatever to say the OSSC or another device. You know, right now what I'll probably do is Coury to the DVD-O to the OSSC, since that's how it's hooked up right now as it is, you know. Or I could do Coury straight up, but it's just that it's wired up that way for now, you know. So I kind of figure I may as well. But I'm not fully set up to do that. But well, I don't know. It's hard to say what I'm really going to do about that. But they can be unstable with a lot of scalers, unfortunately. But DVD recorders are kind of made for copying VHS tapes to DVD. They're meant for connecting to a VCR. So they handle that. They stabilize the signal very well.
Exactly. We had a $10 donation.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
From Eric Schussler.
Thank you.
Saying, been going through live streams for some company during late night finishing my semester. Finished the epic 5+ hour Mario 3 stream yesterday while finishing Cal 2. Good job sticking through it, Coury. Thanks. I'm very happy that stream went as well as it did. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like that was maybe our biggest stream that we've ever had.
Was it really?
Yeah.
You mean in terms of attendance?
Yeah, I think we were like over 900.
Wait, which stream?
The Mario 3 playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even though I'd beaten it before, I'll probably put that on my games we played in 2020. But I do, if you're looking for something, I mean, I'm not sure if you heard me mention it before, but the live stream that I did with Classic Gaming Quarterly, that's on that playlist now, from the other night. It's like 4 hours of reading through half a magazine. Someone was saying that we missed the Game Boy Advance as a GameCube controller in the video. There's a lot of stuff that we missed. I mean,
I don't know if I would have counted that because
it's more of an accessory.
Yeah, well, and two, I mean, there's only so many buttons on. Like something we had taught. I mean, we kind of planned this episode a long time ago, but something that I kind of considered criteria is like it has to be something that you could use for almost any game on the system. So like the DK Bongo. Yeah. I'm actually shocked no one said anything about the DK Bongos being not in it. Because like I really thought like at first like, oh, we should include those, but then it's like how many games can you play with it? Like these are controllers that you can use with almost any game.
Right.
I mean, you were also thinking about the Dreamcast fishing controller, which I'm not sure. Maybe you can play almost any game with it.
Well, you can. I mean, it's still an accessory. I would put it.
And the Sega section was very long, so and we would like to revisit, you know, like you said, accessories someday. So.
Yeah, and there's obviously like a lot of like versions of the first party. I mean, there's stuff that we didn't even know about that are like was shared with us in the comments. I mean. It's just the way that's the way things happen. I mean, it's basically impossible to do a video and include everything ever and make everyone happy. I mean, like I learned stuff in the comments about different versions of the DualShock. I totally forgot that they removed the rumble from the DualShock, like from later DualShock 2s, like around the time the PS3 came out, which is the reason the 6-axis didn't have rumble either. I mean, I forgot about that. I mean, it's just...
I don't even know if we have any like that anyway.
No, we do.
Yeah, I forgot about that as well. You know, something that a lot of people mentioned was that there was a SingStar PS2 that came with a white controller. But when I was calling the white controller a variant, I wasn't talking about the color. I was talking about the length of the cord. And I suspect those probably do not have a longer cord like the PSX one.
Yeah, a $2 donation from Crazy Bingo saying, "Hey guys, have you all tried the Vita dock?" What is that? I haven't.
The Vita dock? I mean, I've got a dock for my PlayStation Vita. Like a charging dock.
There's no such thing as a Vita dock that's Sony certified? I have one for my 1000. I feel like this. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I got one at launch, and it's official.
It's hiccuping here too.
Well, the stream is hiccuping.
Yeah. I'll put it.
Oh yeah, it does look like it's pretty low right now.
Is that it? I don't.
Is it over?
I'm talking about Raspberry Pi mod. It lets you stream Vita to a Raspberry Pi and play on TV.
Is it like streaming a is it like a compressed stream, like a video stream? Like as if you were playing like the Vita on remotely. I'm trying to think if there is a way. I mean, I'm thinking of the playing PS4 on a Vita, the other way around. Is the stream going okay at all? I mean, I've got red. I mean, my numbers look fine, but I've got red.
Yeah, I'm showing red too, but it's looking okay. I do want to install the Vita hack that lets you. It has like the integer scale for PSP games.
So it's like a switch. So is it? So does it? Is it not compressed video? It's like almost like that 3DS thing that I've got. You know, the Raspberry Pi that I can connect to the 3DS.
Would you care to join me in a match? Oh, please do be careful with me. Oh.
So you plug the Vita into the Pi with the charging cable, and it sends it to the TV.
Huh.
Can work with the composite out too, so it might be a nice option.
Huh. I would be very curious.
That belly button is so disgusting.
Yeah. I would. I mean, I don't know anything about what.
He was like looking at the camera, saying like, "What is wrong with this monkey?"
That was a while ago.
I mean, this is like nightmare fuel right here.
Doesn't even look like a monkey.
We got a $5 donation from Blake Romo saying, "What's your next video plans? Also, any hope for a Virtual Boy video? I'm surprised Wilco or someone hasn't done a consoleized version." I guess I talked about it a little bit during the stream that was having problems, and considering there's like over twice as many people here now than there was then, I guess there really was something wrong with the way that it was.
The notifications must have been screwed up.
Yeah. That is like, this thing is so creepy.
I can't figure out like.
I
Oh,
mean,
that appeared to hurt him.
The next video is going to be out like in like probably 2 days. It's something that like nobody is looking forward to or asking about it. It's something that we shot a couple weeks ago, and we want to use occasionally do stuff in our mini style, style of conversation video, and we want to like see if we can just like gives us a reason to like talk about games a little bit, just like games that we have recently played or we like. And we had both just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we wanted to talk about it, so we just recorded a conversation about it. And I mean, I don't expect the video to be like, you know, but like breaking down like view walls or anything like that. It's just something that we wanted to do, and something that we would like to do more often. So like I'm just editing. The thing is like it's mini in style, but certainly not in length.
Yeah.
Die. So people are saying it's dead now.
I've got
It's showing.
I've got green in OBS.
So I don't know what's going on. It died the way that it died earlier. So I wonder if it is a YouTube issue. So weird. It's a mini in style, but not in length. That is correct. I'm really trying to get it under an hour. Last time I looked at the full runtime, it was an hour and 12 minutes. I would like to get it down to an hour, or at least maybe just slightly under an hour. But I mean, I don't expect anybody to be excited about it. It's mainly something that we want to do. That we just wanted to do. You know, we always talk about like devices or just like features in the game, and sometimes like we just we play something new. Oh, it's just on the Final Fantasy VII remake. So I mean, it is a game that we both played. I mean, I played it when it came out, and you played it shortly after it came out. So it's the original, I mean. So we had a lot of thoughts. We're big fans of that. And I don't expect anybody to be excited about it or anything. It's just more of something that we're doing because we wanted to do it. Nope. Alright, there it goes. Now it's back. It's green. I don't know why it's doing. It's got to be a YouTube issue. I mean, it's doing that, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So, I mean, that's.
Oh no, it got away. Huh, it lost 60 frames per second, apparently.
Huh.
That's weird.
And now it seems to be back. It looks like it's 60 for me now.
But see, it seems like you never have issues. Like, ever.
I don't know. I mean, my internet speed is crazy.
Well, yeah, you've got fiber. I mean...
But I mean, it's just, you know, we would like to do more like that. We plan on shooting one on Trials of Mana, which we just played through as well. And that's just like, we'll just consider them as like extra side.
I know,
I'm
there's not
guessing
much
it's gonna
room.
be probably released on Tuesday. I'm guessing if I can get under an hour. I mean, even if I can't get under an hour, I mean, I think that people will be not excited to see it, and it won't be. It's not gonna burn up the charts.
Well, we wanted to do it. What can you say?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna go fill up my water. Is that all right? I'll be
Yeah,
right
go
back.
for it. Oh, you should definitely play the first Ape Escape as well, because it's very similar. Surprised I haven't run across any monkeys yet. They're all up ahead. I should probably spend my coins sometime because I bet they cap out at 999. There's like a weird, when you swing the net certain ways, the camera does this like weird tilt. Fun fact, this series name in Japan is Sarugetsu. I like this. It's called Getchu.
Getcha.
Getcha. Sarugetsu. These candle owls are unique.
Interesting. So it's, I mean, it's showing that like half of the audience is no longer viewing that we're watching earlier.
It's so weird. I just don't understand what's the deal with. I mean, I like to believe it's YouTube's fault and not mine, but I don't know. You know, the past two streams I've done them from this room. Like, I almost wonder if, like, you know, it could be a cable issue, you know, Ethernet cable issue. But there's, well, technically I can try another, but like I've got 3 cables run from my router downstairs, you know, 100-foot cables from there to here. And there's 3 of them, so I can try another one, but like I've got what I've got. Like I can't, you know, I can't run another because they're going through the wall.
If you lose your footing, you'll fall and lose a life.
Yeah. I was just chewing. I grabbed a handful of cashews when I was upstairs. Yeah, everyone's saying that it's probably YouTube. YouTube's been having issues as well. Throttling issue. Do you have Spectrum?
I do, which normally doesn't have any bandwidth caps, but
Maybe they're throttling.
it's possible. I mean, I really don't have another choice.
No use.
Henry Clark says there's a way you can test around it.
Huh?
Henry Clark is saying there's a way to test around it.
Test around what?
The internet issues, maybe? Or if Spectrum is throttling it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be good to know. Yeah, send me a message on Discord. I'd be curious. You know, you were having some issues with certain devices, like our stuff wasn't syncing up very fast.
And it just came down to my Netgear Ethernet switch.
Yeah, you changed it to a direct connection, and it solved all the problems I had pulling stuff off of your end. I mean, even like FTP and small stuff from you was very time consuming and unreliable.
Yeah, I'm just running it directly from my router, but I have switches connected to like two of the other outputs on it, which are, I mean, or one of them is going to like all my game consoles that I still have wired, at least my newer generation ones.
I mean, the Switch is the only one I even have wired, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it because I could, I guess.
I mean, didn't you say or at least one of your PS3s, like the Ethernet is also dead? Because my main PS3,
my Super Slim.
your Super Slim, yeah, my main PS3, which is just a regular Slim. I've also got a Fat, but I don't normally use it. It like some time back, like wired connections just stopped working on it. Is that a common issue?
I don't know. That's no longer my main PS2. I just have a regular Slim as my main one. But it just seemed to be an issue with that Ethernet switch. But I removed it, and I don't know if anybody can answer this. Probably, I'm sure there's someone in the chat that can answer this. Is it fine to connect two Ethernet switches together? Like if I connect an Ethernet, you know how you can.
It probably depends on what their capabilities are.
They're unmanaged, I believe. Okay, cool. So I have an Ethernet switch in the basement. It's like in the closet that goes to a couple of receptacles. One in the on the first floor, or two on the first floor, and then the other one's the guy people that owned the house before ran like some PVC that's like goes down in between all the walls. It goes from like the attic to the basement, and I could like, and he ran cables to several of the rooms on the second floor, like through like in between the walls. So I wanted to take one of those connections that goes to the second floor and connect it to another switch so that I could connect multiple things to that on the second floor. So it's okay to connect them together.
As long as it doesn't cause a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. You'll be sharing the cable's data limit set by switch. It's gigabit, so it's fine. I mean, I have fiber. I have like 600 upload, or I have not 600 upload. I have like 600 download, 200 upload. No, it's definitely gigabit.
Look, Jimmy, I built you a new vehicle, a snowmobile.
But it'll only slow down stuff and those two switches, right?
It's really fast, but you can also defeat monkeys and enemies.
I want to affect the direct connection to my router.
Sandy, your head's on the microphone.
No, they are not.
You know, I just noticed unless they add anything later, there's no like important collectibles in the levels aside from the monkeys themselves. There was like Spectre tokens in the original. There were a few other things to collect.
Gaming blows, you know, we've never used. I mean, I guess I tried Google Ads like a year ago. I put like I think I put like $50 into it, and I went through that $50 in like less than a week.
What is this we're talking about?
For like ads, like to run. Like I had it run like the trailer for I think it was M2, like as an ad.
Oh.
And it did nothing.
So that like to advertise a video?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, you like $50,000. Yes, exactly.
I mean, I mean, if I can't even imagine what kind of video you have to be marketing it for $50,000, because I would love to make $50,000 on a video. Just make it.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're spending $50,000 to supposedly make, you know, more than twice that, then wow. What are you trying to do, Sandy? You want to lay on my lap or you want down? What do you want? What do you want? You want to lay here. Okay. Well, if you're going to lay down, lay down. Oops. Oh, no, you do want down? Okay, go down.
Tri is in the Charlotte area of North Carolina, and I am in northern Kentucky, in the Cincinnati, Ohio area.
Oh, what's this? Oh, it's the Skyflyer. That's my favorite.
Use the gadget trainer to learn how to fly like a bird. You want to go to
Looks
the
very
gadget
different.
trainer now?
Dramata is asking what your favorite appearance of a console inside the game you're playing. That'd be a fun video.
Yeah. What about the the fake GameCubes in Resident Evil 1. The remake.
Oh, I don't remember at all.
The Skyflyer is
They look like GameCubes, but they're not.
towering heights. Rotate the faster you
I don't think you can make that jump. It's time.
I mean, that might actually be a kind of a fun, goofy video to do.
Yeah. There's a very good looking PS2 in this.
But just talk about different systems and how much they make sense that they're there.
nice flying.
What about the Dreamcasts and Typing of the Dead? That might be the best.
As backpacks, yeah.
Yeah, that might be the best.
Or the Saturn in Shenmue, which doesn't make any sense.
Stand on the spot when you take off. This will carry you.
Be sure to keep rotating.
Well, there's like a Master System in Fist of the North Star, and there's like Mega Drives in Yakuza 0.
Yeah. I mean, that might be a fun video.
Jimmy, there's a great method for flying even further.
Consoles within games, we can call it.
Then start spinning this way. You get
Press the jump button.
People,
now. Start with a double.
it doesn't make any sense, yet it makes sense.
What doesn't make sense yet makes sense?
We can call it consoles within games.
Yeah. It's actually a fun idea. Like, we had games within games, so why not just have a whole console within the game?
Whether or not you can even play it, it's just for show.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, Animal Crossing has, like, the actual NES systems that represent individual games. Oh, yeah, all the Pokemon games have, like, the current gen console.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have to be too in-depth. Consoles within consoles.
I mean, you could take that games within games and, like, you could just pick really random things like bananas in games. Just like looking at a bunch of bananas in different games,
Yep. Oh, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah. What about lens flares in games?
Well, I know you're passionate about it. It's not as novel now as it maybe was.
No, I mean, maybe you talk about the best lens flares from, like, the 32 and 64-bit gens.
But I mean that might be a fun idea.
How do you feel about, like, last generation? A lot of games started using, instead of having, like, their own save interface. Like, you were just showing me your Final Fantasy 13 file. Final Fantasy 13 used, like, the system level save interface. Like, at first I thought it was kind of cool, like, ooh, it's the system save interface, but then, like, it kind of became a special thing when a game had, like, its own uniquely designed interface.
I was joking around earlier because, I'm doing that. I was, like, just capturing a little extra footage for the Final Fantasy VII video that I'm editing, and I was like, man, nobody's gonna trust. It's gonna trust our opinion on Final Fantasy VII if they see my 97-hour Final Fantasy 13 save file.
I mean, a lot of people went for platinum in that.
Yeah.
No matter what they thought of it,
Well.
probably. I mean, Turtles became a thing. People knew about Turtles and Final Fantasy 13, so enough people did that.
Yeah. 97 hours though.
I wish I knew how long mine was, but like, I am so lucky that. Oh, hey, it's the canoe. I am so lucky that I finished that before my original PS3 died. I mean, it's a shame I lost my file, but at least I got the platinum to prove it. We were talking both yesterday about how like both of us were kind of thinking like, Trials of Mana might be kind of a fun platinum. Like, I feel like that's the first time I've thought in a long time, like, I would kind of like to do that platinum. I mean, I probably won't, but it's the first time I even thought about in a long time,
Yeah. MAO is 7891. We actually talked about that in the video a little bit. He says, in retrospect, it's weird people criticize FF13 for being linear when FF7R remake is mostly linear too.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Final Fantasy 13 was like, aside from the fact that the dungeons were on average maybe like 15 minutes too long.
And
in Final Fantasy 7, they're a little more than 15 minutes too long, but
they're about an hour and a half too long.
Sometimes, yeah. But like in Final Fantasy 13, like I thought it was overall a well-paced game, and I have no problem with linearity. And
I mean, I know that Gaming Blow says that he just put in like over 100 hours in the Final Fantasy 15. But I mean, we talked about this in the video too. It's like where we would have something like Final Fantasy 13 on one end of the spectrum and something like Final Fantasy 15 on the other, where it's like open world versus like a very like linear game. Like I would take like the linear game like any day.
100%. I there's a lot to be said for a well-paced, sort of planned and plotted out linear game that, I think there is becoming a little bit of open world fatigue, but I mean, we've been feeling that for a long time.
We got a $2 donation from Eric Schussler saying MLiG is so cozy and wholesome.
Oh, thank you.
It should be a PBS show.
Well, didn't you get some episodes broadcast on some local like Cincinnati station?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wonder if it's still. I mean, I sent out like 2 sets of episodes, so I wonder if it's still showing on like public access.
That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year ago. It was like the last time I did it. I think I sent something like probably 35 episodes total. Michael's Workshop says that I should do a My Wife and Gaming episode where my wife talks about games. I can't think of anything that she would want to do less. Maybe, I don't know, go to the dentist.
I mean, I've always thought that going to the dentist got a bad rap. Like, going to the dentist is... I've never understood the fear of going to the dentist.
That'd be a good April Fool's video. Maybe I could talk her into doing it. Did you see the new game stack today?
I did not. What is it?
It's Claymation games.
Oh.
And he's all stop motion claymation animated for his on camera stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of great.
Did he do it himself, or?
I think so. Yeah.
That's fun. So what are some of the games? I mean, obviously Clay Fighter.
Like Neverhood, Skull Monkeys, Clay Fighter.
Does he count games that use clay figures for like their box art and stuff?
No. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I could talk her into doing that for an April Fool's. But it would probably take a lot of effort to get her to do it. She like has like almost negative interest.
Get her to name all the Pokemon that at least that she has heard the kids talking about.
I mean, I could maybe convince her to live stream with me sometime, but I don't know if she'd want to do that either. You know who did a really good video with his wife is Scarlet Sprites playing TurboGrafx Mini with his wife.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty funny video.
the first game has a lot more sort
The
of.
Flash, you normally see like a lot of like I didn't see any de-interlacing issues when it was Flash.
During the interlacing issues, what?
When you hit them, it was flashing.
Oh, you saw some issues?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see it. What was I gonna say? The first game has more kind of like themed areas, like you're going through different time periods. So there's like a set of like 3 levels that are in the same time period. And this game sort of seems just the next level could be anything.
So MAO 7891 is saying, have you heard the rumor that Matsuno might be involved with Final Fantasy 16?
I mean, I haven't heard any rumor about Final Fantasy 16 at all.
Yeah. I haven't, but I mean,
that would be amazing.
It would be amazing, but it seems like he'd be like terrified to go back to it after the breakdown he had last time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
And he had like a mental breakdown.
I don't really know if like has the story ever been told. Like this is a new gadget. All I know is that like I wasn't sure if it was like a physical health issue or a mental health issue or what. But like I think he was just like he just decided he had to step away from the project. That'd be incredible, though.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest disappointment with Final Fantasy 12, and I don't know if this was a limitation of his original vision or what they had to do to finish up the game, But my biggest gripe with it is that you don't go to every country in the world. Like, there are countries that there are characters that come from those countries and visit you, but you never go to their country. Like, it was the first time in Final Fantasy that was ever like, oh, like, I'm not getting to see the whole world. That would be insane, though.
I mean, I think that maybe the intent of doing that is that there's other games that take place in that same world. Although, I mean, they never really seem connected.
I should play Vagrant Story sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play it too.
I started that game years and years ago. I could not get into it, and I got rid of it, and got like maybe 2 years ago, got again. Like, it's an interesting looking game, but like I don't think I was in the right frame of mind for it back when I tried it a long time ago.
You can make the banana ring emit a fruity scent that the monkeys can't resist.
This could be really useful for catching all those monkeys.
Gaming Blow says Vagrant Story is not fun, or is not good. I've tried so many times. Last year I did it again, really focused and tried hard. It sucks. It never gets fun.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of had this like dark and depressing vibe, and I remember the battle system was like, oh, that's interesting, you can target different body parts, but like it didn't seem fun. But visually it's very interesting looking, and I want to give it another chance, especially since that was before Final Fantasy 12, well before Final Fantasy 12 that I tried it, and so maybe I would be more into Matsuno's style. I don't know.
Blabler was asking why the girl from this sounds like Misty from Pokemon.
Because she is. And the boy is Ash. I mean, they are literally Ash and Misty. Yeah, both of them. They are. they literally are the same actors.
Like, how intentional was that?
It's crazy. And considering this is a game about catching creatures, right? It's kind of hilarious. I looked this up because, like, as soon as I turned on the game, I'm like, that guy sounds exactly like Ash Ketchum. I guess I said this when a lot of people still couldn't get into the stream, or the notifications didn't go out, or it was broken, or whatever.
This releases a delicious banana aroma.
Try throwing it towards the switch over there, and then activating the scent. The monkey decoy will react to the scent. Look! One thing to remember, Jimmy.
Why do you gotta spin your arm around like that?
They won't react to the banana ring.
You can check the hunger level of a monkey. Point the monkey ring.
Yeah, I noticed my arm rotating, but hang on.
When you find hungry monkeys,
Huey's asking if we liked and finished the last story. You finished last story, and you really liked it.
I did really like it.
See, there's so many stuff that I feel like inspired to play. I mean, I can't believe that I have finished. I mean, one action RPG or two action RPGs essentially, like two.
Oh, the
two
last one.
games.
For some reason, when I said yes to that, I was thinking The Last Guardian, but the answer is yes to both. Yeah, I like Last Story a lot. It was my favorite of those RPGs that everyone was afraid wouldn't come to North America. It was very good. Like the dialogue in that game is just the way that the characters talk to each other is so much fun.
Really?
Like it feels like you've like stepped into this like really comfy group of friends.
Scepter Sever is saying that it's a pretty sought after game. Is it expensive?
I'm worried about Pimothy too, but you have to catch the monkeys first.
You have it, I assume.
Yeah. It comes in like that book.
What the
Look
heck?
it up. I wonder if it's like.
It's a great game though.
No, there's like. Okay, completed.
Oh, we got $2 from. Oh, I just caught Sandy. We got $2 from Jonathan G.
Thank you.
Saying, what are your top 3 must-own NES carts? I mean, that's probably a list of like really obvious games. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you mean by NES carts, I guess, because like you could play versions of Mario 1, 2, and 3 on Super Nintendo. I mean, they are different in some ways, but you know, you could play them on that, but then something like Shatterhand, like that's only on NES. There's not like an official like virtual console or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends. It's super difficult to. I mean, obviously Mario 3 would be my number 1 if I was just ranking NES games, but
For somebody who's like a starting collector, I mean, I would say. I mean, I think that when I rebought a NES, I think that Blaster Master was the first game.
yeah, Blaster Master, yeah. Blaster Master, which is very obtainable. Buy Commando is also very obtainable.
Castlevania 1.
Yeah.
Castlevania 1 is the quintessential NES game. It's hard, but not impossible.
Yeah.
Really playable.
Basically any of the Mega Man games.
Contra 1.
Contra 1, yes. I mean, yes, very essential. I mean, it's gone up in price, I think, a little. I don't really know what it's at, but like that might be a game that you want to get before it gets out of control or anything. Because it is, yes. Contra 3 is probably in my top 3 NES games. I would, without looking at a list, I would say Contra is probably number 2 after Mario 3 for me.
We had a $2 donation from Gaming Blows saying, what game's quality do you disagree on the most?
That's a good question. Like in terms of people say it's bad, but you are like, hey, that's not so bad.
Well, I mean, no, probably not that. Just more so like, is there things? I mean, we were just talking about how the way we enjoy music in a game differs between us.
Sure. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like, I wonder what's like the game that I love the most is the least popular. That's tough to think about. Gosh.
Why you think about that? We had $9.99 from our good friend Scott Davis.
Oh, thank you.
Asking any dream games you want to see happen. For me, it would be a Escape from New York spin-off as action survival, or a Batman Arkham style game, except for its cel-shaded Adam West Batman 67 aesthetic. That'd be pretty awesome. But that outfit was, you could wear that outfit in Arkham City.
Oh, okay. A dream game.
I mean, that's something that like doesn't exist at all. I mean, it's like not even something I think about.
I mean, what about Mega Man Legends 3?
I mean, yeah, can it be like a sequel to an existing game, or should it be just like something based on a property that does not exist?
Yeah, I might go with Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah. There was an Austin Powers. I'll think about that for a second. Another $2 from Ed Diaz. Thank you. Saying I'd really love to see you guys on the Swancast. That'd be super cool. I feel like I would be. I feel that I'm nowhere near as smart as everybody that's on that. So I feel like I would be out of my element. I mean, in terms of like current events in gaming, for sure. I feel like they are a group of people that really follow each and every development that happens.
Yeah, I used to be a lot more on top of that stuff, but
we don't. I mean, we pay attention to some aspects of like new, like
sure.
like news and rumors. But I mean,
but there's just so much out there now with like all the indie games, and there's just so many more facets to it that's just almost overwhelming now.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about what I would consider like a must-have, like a game that I wish existed.
Oh, I think if you play Mega Man Legends 2, you'll wish Mega Man Legends 3 existed.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that isn't something that exists already.
I don't know.
Someone was asking about Counter-Strike earlier. It was asking if any of us either ever played Counter-Strike. And I played a little bit in college, but I mainly played Team Fortress Classic when I was in college.
Yeah, those kinds of, games that are just like multiplayer only have never really called to me, especially shooters, because I'm never going to be on the same level as anyone else is playing. But I had, or I guess still technically have, like the very first thing I ever bought on Steam was like this big like pack that had, Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, some version of Counter-Strike and a whole bunch of other stuff. So like I guess I booted it up at some point, but
I have the Xbox version.
Ooh, that's a good question from Ben Brody. What's your best second game? Mine is Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 is a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like if that is not
something that it like would top that, honestly.
yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, I kind of feel like Uncharted 2 is like the most. I mean, it's kind of weird to say most iconic considering it's, you know, relatively recent, but it is, I think, one of the most iconic, like, amazing 2s in gaming. See, Mega Man 2. See, I'm kind of the Mega Man 2 hater, to be honest. I think there's an argument to be made that it's the weakest of the NES games. Just saying. And I do like Zelda 2. Zelda 2 is pretty cool. Zelda 1?
Portal 2 is a good one.
Huh?
Portal 2. Sean Quinn's saying
Oh, yeah. Portal 2.
Like, that's a really good one. Especially,
Portal 2 is amazing.
Is an insane jump from the first one.
It's just like the writing is so funny.
Yeah. We had a $5 donation from Major 064. Thank you. It says hello from British Columbia, Canada.
Ah.
I only came across your channel a few months ago, but I'm so glad I found it. Thank you. I found it. Thank you, Digital Foundry, and I've loved your content and streams. You guys are awesome. Keep on keeping on. We'll do our best. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Digital Foundry is one of our favorites. Oh, Ben Brody with Half-Life 2.
Oh, Half-Life 2 is, yeah, Half-Life 2 is pretty amazing.
How about the US Final Fantasy 2?
That is pretty good.
I'm looking over what I I mean, I almost just said Lunar 2, but I don't think that Lunar 2 is better than the first one. But
Wait.
Lunar 2 is. They don't have to be better than the first one, right? Just like really good.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I guess what I am thinking of, what's in my head is like a sequel that's just like a huge jump over the first.
Oh, Streets of Rage 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't need to be a huge jump over the first one, I don't think. Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. That's probably the most iconic 2, actually.
Street Fighter 2, yeah. And someone said Donkey Kong Country 2.
Donkey Kong Country 2 is
I don't think is nearly as good as the first one, but that doesn't. I mean, Mega Man X2 was a disappointment to me when it was released.
I think X1, X2 are a lot closer than people tend to say.
$2 from Blade Blower saying the best 2 is you guys, 2 amazing dudes. You could say that we are too legit to quit.
Oh man, I have no idea what's going to go on here.
2 crude dudes. Legacy of Kain 2. You mean Soul Reaver 2?
Soul Reaver is amazing. I love Soul Reaver. But there's also Soul Reaver 2, which is very similar in quality to the first, if you know, less surprising, I guess.
This right here feels like, what should I call it? Astrobot.
Like what?
Like Astrobot.
What happened in Astrobot like
It's
this?
like jumping over the electricity that's coming at you.
I don't remember that part
You
specifically.
always have like things would come and you have to jump the rings, or maybe it's Galaxy 2. I'm thinking of where you have to do that too. Mario Galaxy 2. I mean,
A lot
Mario
of people say that's like this huge jump over the first.
I think the first one's better.
I mean, I guess it maybe has some pretty crazy level designs, but I mean, the presentation of the game is a big step down from the first, in my opinion. And like, also the fact that it wasn't the first. I mean, even though it does have some very creative level designs, it couldn't have the impact because Mario Galaxy did so much first before it.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, I got all the stars
Where
in
could she be?
Galaxy 1. And I didn't do all the stars in 2.
yeah, you know, that was probably like the first like main Mario game that I ended up never 100%ing. I mean, and not because I didn't like it, but I mean, in part, I guess I was reaching a stage in my life where I felt I had less time for that. And also just like Mario Galaxy 1 was kind of been there, done that at that point. Today's fortune. If you hiccup, then your day will be wasted. Your fortune is fair today. It'll get worse with more hiccups. Okay.
Gauntlet 2. Someone said Smash Melee earlier.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's... I mean, personally, I've never been hung up on the greatness of Melee specifically, but I'm not competitive whatsoever. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that in the current
like...
ones, I can put the jump on B. You know.
Now people are talking about like bad 2s. I mean, I would definitely say Devil May Cry 2 is not a great game.
I mean, I remember. I mean, I am not like a Devil May Cry fan at all. And, you know, so when I played 2, I was unoffended by it.
It was...
I remember it being very, very surprisingly easy. Is RC Pro Am 2 considered bad? I've been sorely tempted to get it. I mean, it's kind of expensive, but I've got a soft spot for the original.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of 2s, like 2s, in more times than not, end up being the best game in a series, because like their first one is like them the team is figuring it out, and then the second game they usually are able to perfect what they are trying to do, and then the third game always ends up with like them trying to just like do something weird.
Yeah. Or it goes to the B team.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think that's kind of what happened with Uncharted 3.
Yes. It happened with with Donkey Kong Country.
Well, but Donkey Kong Country 3 is still a cool game.
Well, but yeah,
But
I mean,
it's got a different vibe to it, sure.
it's still good. I mean, a lot of people would say Streets of Rage 3.
But I think Streets of Rage 3 is very good mechanically.
What about Assassin's Creed 3?
That one was, I mean, of course, that was by no stretch the third game.
Yeah. Link to the Past. Vanessa with a $5 donation saying Link to the Past, Zelda, which is Zelda 3. Super Metroid, aka Metroid 3, and Metal Gear Solid 3 begs to differ. No, and that's very much true. I mean, Link to the Past, I feel, is the best Zelda game.
I mean, Link to the Past might be the best third game ever.
Yeah. Super Metroid. I don't know. Super Metroid might be the best third game ever. You
think Super Metroid is better than Zelda 3?
In a lot of cases, though, in the case of Link to the Past, it's so good because they went back to something that's more like the first one.
It was what
like
people wanted.
Weird with the second one. I mean, that was kind of
that was more of an NES thing as you get weird with the second game.
Yes.
Oh no! That's a terrible fortune.
But yeah, Street Fighter 3 is very much. Ben Puri says, "What about Space Harrier 2?" I mean, a lot of people would say that Planet Harriers is like the true Space Harrier 2, which I've never played, so I can't comment on that. I don't have like a lot of hate for Space Harrier 2. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as the first one.
That could be a fun video idea.
The voice samples are very good in it. The voice sample quality is shockingly good.
It could be fun to do like a video. It's like the best, second game, the best first sequels and the best second sequels being, or the best and worst of each, in one video, like the best and worst third games or something.
I didn't know the link between worlds. Cheesemeister says a link between worlds is in Japan is titled the equivalent of A Link to the Past 2.
Oh yeah, I think I did know that. Like what was it? Triforce of the Gods.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's what it's called. Zelda no Densetsu, Triforce of the Gods.
Jeff, I've never played Driver 3. I've never played anything in Driver beyond the survival mode. That's all I need.
There's like crazy how much stuff there is out of these balls.
I mean, this is like Astrobot.
This
right
is,
here.
you're right, it is like Astrobot, yeah.
I mean, Street Fighter 3 is such a I feel that Street Fighter 3, at least with the new generation, is kind of a weird game. Like they got weird with it. Daniel Alexander, the stream schedule is every Sunday from 9 to
Usually
11 or
midnight, but technically,
Eastern Standard Time.
yeah, not 9 Eastern Standard Time is the start time, and we play until at least 11, but usually we go a good bit later. Ben Birdie.
It's amazing how much stuff comes out of these balls.
it's a ton of stuff. Oh, good. Now I got better fortune. Suddenly you will feel very drowsy, causing you to drool and fall asleep. Ooh, fortune is quite good today. Great. That makes me feel better about the last fortune.
Daniel Alexander was wondering about the stream schedule, so just curious if you have games planned ahead of time for streams. We were talking about that earlier. We usually decide like the day of, unless we have something specific that we want to do.
It's usually a surprise.
Yeah. Is Third Strike the best third version of a game? Probably. David G wants to play Spectrobes.
Play what?
A game called Spectrobes. I don't know.
For what?
I don't know. You should play Spectrobes Origins. Spectrobes. It's like I understand there's a lot of people that like it, but I always like that sounds like something I would put in the same basket as something like Bionicle. Like I don't know anything about Bionicle, which just like has that name, Spectrobes and Bionicle.
I've never heard of Spectrobes. Is it like a multimedia thing?
It's like a Lego thing, I think. Bionicle. I feel like there's probably some Bionicle nostalgia out there, or there will be eventually.
It's interesting that it's like a gramophone when you pick up a soundtrack and then it shows a CD.
Here you can view the data of captured monkeys.
It's a Pokemon like game by Monolith and Disney. Apparently, I always thought it was like Lego, or Lego, however you want to say. When I was a kid, I used to say Legos.
Did you ever have Duplos?
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't have Duplos, but I mean I knew people had Duplo.
Did you have Lincoln Logs?
No.
Oh, missing out.
Duplos. I mean
Here, you can play the bonus
did you have Duplo?
have to win them.
Duplos?
I think I did, but I mean I mostly had Legos. Dance Monkey Dance. Let's try it.
Bionicle is Lego with extensive lore, and it's simultaneously stupid and awesome. Bionicle was supposed to be the next G.I. Joe, so to speak.
Wow.
I never really had any kind of like construction toys. I was too busy spending my money on the Hive for my Sector toys. Oh man, Huey just watched the Ninja Turtles 1990 movie again. Which
Oh
is
man, so good.
still really holds up well. Yeah, I remember seeing that movie in the theater. I remember the line for it going around the block. Yeah, exactly. My mom. No, I didn't. My mom didn't spend it. My mom didn't spend money. I spent all of my birthday money on the Hive, and I basically never used it. But I mean, you know what? Watching the way that my kids play with toys, and how quickly they lose interest in something that they wanted so bad. You know, like, I mean, I was a normal kid. or it runs in the family. Because I swear that they want something so bad, and once they get it, they play with it for an hour.
And never again.
Yeah, I mean...
What do they go back to the most?
Well, my daughter goes back to her American Girl doll all the time. I mean, so when the kids were still in school, when school was still going on, one of my son's friends borrowed one of his Bakugan toys. And then everything happened with the pandemic, and I mean, he was supposed to like give it back like a couple days later, and then the pandemic happened, and it's been like months, and he didn't even think about it until last week. He remembered that this kid has it, and he like was in meltdown about it for like several days. And eventually we worked out so he could get it back, and he gets it back, and he literally played with it for 15 minutes.
What was it again?
Bakugan. I got Castlevania games in the chat. Yeah, I mean,
Ask his friend to give him Bakugan.
What? Oh, he's got to give it Bakugan. Oh no, but he's also he's also in the Beyblade. Yeah, I mean that's what he's into is his Bakugan and Beyblades. But he seriously only played with it for 15 minutes. Beyblade's kind of fun, you know. I think they're fun to. I like the idea of them.
I don't know anything about it. I've heard the name. But...
They're like tops with like ripcords, and the whole idea is that they all have like kind of like weapons on them, like jagged weapons.
Oh.
And you pull it out, and the idea is that you put them into like a ring, and they like battle, and whichever one doesn't fall over first wins.
Mm.
We had a $2 donation from Eric Schutzler saying, "Like collecting, it's more fun to chase than to have."
Mm.
Oh yeah. And Chris with $5 in the chat saying, "Just hearing Bakugan brings me back to elementary school. I loved them a lot back then. I want to look into watching the old TV show as well." I mean, it's. I feel like my kids are close enough in age that they really. I mean, they have their disagreements, but for the most part, they're really into the same stuff. I mean, at least my daughter really support the things that the other one's into. Like they get involved in it with them, which is nice. But I mean, they're both really into Pokemon. I was not in the Pogs. Pogs were like after my time.
Whoa, hey.
Oh, we got a $10 from Castlemania, who has the flying Superman pair.
I have no idea what the pairs are about, but
I don't know either. Someone had a donation earlier that I think I forgot to read it, but it was a pair that was like lifting dumbbells. Or like,
yeah. I don't know why YouTube emotes are pairs, but
well, thank you though. As far as I know, though, Bakugan is on Netflix. David G says, "No offense, but Spectro is much more interesting than Ape Escape 2.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I'm just doing this gachapon thing, but I feel like I gotta get that 200 to expire before I quit the stream. But I just beat a boss, so I wasn't going to start another level. I need to get rid of some of this money anyway, because I'm guessing it caps out at $9.99.
Yeah, basically everything.
I mean, I could do another level. Do you think I should do another level?
No, just like do a couple more of the capsules. Well, I mean, it's after midnight anyways. Yeah, everything is pretty set up in the new place. I feel like I have it set up in a very efficient way now. I finally got like the last of the LEDs that I wanted to install. I got these LEDs like running behind my console shelves, which I feel like it looks pretty cool. I'm just thinking if there's...
Oh, $2 from Daniel Alexander asking, "What's your opinion on Assault Suit Lanos?"
You mean Assault Suit Lanus? We're both big fans.
I don't like the original Assault Suit Lanos on on Genesis that much, aka Target Earth, but I love the remake. The remake would like it's kind of an ugly game, but it's just a lot of fun to play, mostly because it feels like Assault Suit Vulcan, aka Cybernator, which I just love sort of the weighty feel of that game.
Yeah.
And the remake is of Assault Suit Lanos is very similar to that, so I do enjoy it.
$2 from Chris saying Shenmue is a lot more cartoony than I remember. Oh, does it say Shenmue 2 somewhere? Oh, because they're playing Gachapon.
Oh. Oh, is that a big thing in Shenmue 2?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I don't know that much about Shenmue. I know there's something about a forklift.
Yeah. You notice how, like, the release of Shenmue 3, like, came and went, like, in a blink.
Yeah. Like, as much as people wanted it, like, I feel like it didn't remain in, like, the conversation. Not that I really pay attention to the conversation these days, but I would have paid that much attention anyway because, you know,
I guess that's, like,
I don't want spoilers.
Thing I'm nervous about with that Final Fantasy VII video, like, I feel like we don't follow stuff enough sometimes that people are gonna be like, oh, well, this was explained, you know, by this in this interview or something like that.
Well, whatever, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like it's like our opinion, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if something was said in an interview. I mean, just however we felt about it, that's just what we're talking about.
Yeah, some of it isn't an opinion nice, and I understand the stress of it, getting it right, but because once it's uploaded, and this is true. I mean,
you know what was funny though? Like on the new controllers video, there was a comment that was like, there was a comment that was like, what was it like, oh, so the Xbox Duke is bad, but the N64 controller is amazing. Oh, okay, yeah, there's absolutely no bias here. And it's like, did you not notice that those opinions were from two different people? Because Coury would not have said nice things about the N64 controller.
right.
And like, that was an episode where we felt more comfortable, like dropping some more opinion than we normally do. Like, normally we like kind of present stuff with it as it is. Like we drop in a little opinion, but I'd say we dropped in maybe more opinion in the
controllers video.
I thought that was okay. I mean, it was about our experiences with those controllers, you know, in a lot of ways, I thought. So, I mean, too, it's you know, it's interesting seeing comments from people who like, they don't remember a time from like before the DualShock. Like they were born and raised on that, you know?
Right.
And I thought it was kind of a strange thing when I first saw it, like this, like two sticks reaching down to the stick. Like it didn't seem natural to me at first.
See, Seven Kurgan is right. It's like the Final Fantasy VII Remake Ultimania explains some things from the game. I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. Like
but you know, that's I I don't think that's important. Like, you know, death of the author and all that. Like, it's our reaction to it. You know, what we take away from our experience with it that matters, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to read something else that is going to influence my opinion or interpretation of it necessarily, or at least too much. I mean, it is nice to know some facts and stuff about, you know, a story or whatever, but you know, we had our own thoughts about what happened in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's what's important.
I mean, I do have to, like,
I'm not worried about that.
Right. But I was recording a little footage of playing Crisis Core, and I kind of wanted to replay it. I could probably play through it pretty quickly on with like a new game plus.
I mean, I kind of wanted to replay Dirge of Cerberus. I mean, I think that's a fun game. It's just fun to play.
Oh, we got a 10
reals.
You from I'm gonna butcher it. I'm sorry.
Guillermo. Oh, wait, scrolled up. Was it Guillermo? Sousa? I'd say Sousa. Thank you. Maybe I'm a bit late to the party, but going back to the topic of best numbered sequel in a franchise, what might be the best 11th one? My favorite is Dragon Quest 11, but Mega Man 11 almost takes it. You know, I cannot believe that I have not beaten Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Like, I started on the stream that one time, and I need to continue it. I can't believe. I mean, fortunately, there's not that many 11s. I mean, definitely the most impactful 11 for me was Final Fantasy 11. I don't know if I would say Dragon Quest 11 is a better game than Final Fantasy 11, but I've got a huge soft spot for Final Fantasy 11. I really do.
I can't even think of a series that even have 11th games in them.
Yeah, there's not that many. I mean, they're at least numbered.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually game series or even movie series, like after the third entry, like they always go like they stop listing numbers.
Yeah, let me see if I can get to the 11th Zelda by just rattling them off. Let's see, make sure that I didn't miss any. All right, here we go. Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Wind Waker, Minish Cap. Would that make Four Swords Adventures 11? If Four Swords Adventures is 11, then it's definitely not the best 11. If I didn't miss any there, did I do good? Link's crossbow training is not the legend. Oh, I missed Twilight Princess. I missed Twilight Princess. But
that came out after.
That came out, yeah. So that came after Four Swords Adventure. So that would be 12, I think. Like, if it doesn't say The Legend of Zelda on it, so I think Link's crossbow training was pretty fun, actually. But it's not The Legend of Zelda, so. Oh, Fire Emblem series. Fire Emblem, is Fire Emblem 11 is Radiant Dawn, right? Because I know Path of Radiance is 9. Or no. Path of Radiance is 9. Radiant Dawn is 10. Then 11. I mean, then they went through that weird period where they did like the remakes on DS, and those are kind of lousy. So is 11 Awakening? Four Swords on GBA, I don't count it really. That's like kind of it feels like an unfinished experiment. I played that with 3 friends and it was not a great experience, honestly. Four Swords Adventures I think is pretty fun, but it's not. It's not great. Shadow Dragon 11? I mean, isn't Shadow Dragon just a remake of 1? I don't think I would count it. I didn't finish Shadow Dragon though. Like the DS games, I can't stand how they look. And like the story was pretty. I mean, the story in a lot of Fire Emblem is lame to be fair, but yeah, Minish Cap was in there. You know, there are people who like are obsessed with Minish Cap.
That's one. I mean, that's one that I don't have. That every time I look for it, and I've heard that it's very difficult to find it where it's not like a counterfeit or a bootleg.
Yeah, I mean, Minish Cap. I mean, I remember playing it and thinking it was fine.
The only mainline game in the series that I don't.
That you don't own.
Thinking about it, I mean,
I count Oracle games as 2 separate ones.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have I think I have Oracle Seasons. I don't have Ages. No, I do. I do. But I think that Minish Cap is the only one that I don't own physically.
Ooh,
I have
what?
that on the 3DS Virtual Console because it was one of the free games you would get if you bought the system early enough.
What's the 11th Kirby game? Let's see. Should I not count like Dream Course and Block Ball and stuff like that? Like if we just went with the platforming ones. Let's see. Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land 2. Am I skipping anything by going straight to Superstar? And then Kirby's Dream Land 3. I'm not going to count Nightmare in Dreamland. So, Amazing Mirror, bleh. Does Mass Attack account? I guess it could. Squeak Squad. And then I maybe Return to Dreamland. And then Triple Deluxe. And then if Plant Robobot is 11 by my count, if I didn't skip over any platformers, Robobot is an amazing 11 because it's probably the best Kirby game. It's freaking amazing. Oh, I missed 64. I also missed Epic Yarn. Epic Yarn, I mean, I kind of count Mass Attack, which is probably more spin-offy than Epic Yarn. Canvas Curse should probably also count as a mainline Kirby game. Probably.
Is Canvas Curse? No, what's the one that's on the Wii U?
That's Rainbow Curse.
That could be considered a claymation game.
Oh, you're right. Was it in the episode?
I don't think it was.
I liked Epic Yarn a lot. I mean, it was very easy, but I just thought it was like, you can't really die in it, but it was just like so relaxing. I just found it really enjoyable to like collect the stuff in the game. Like just find things. Like it was just a very relaxing game. Kirby Plant Robobot is a 3DS game. It'd be lovely if it got like a Switch port. Although weirdly, like the 3DS games are 60 frames per second, I think, if I'm remembering right. And Star Allies on Switch is 30 frames, which is kind of weird. But I liked Canvas Curse more than Rainbow Curse, because weirdly Rainbow Curse doesn't have powers. Like there are like a few times where Kirby might transform into a vehicle or something, like a tank, but no, I don't think I missed Triple Deluxe. I like Triple Deluxe a lot too. I like all of those like Return to Dreamland, style that brought back the Superstar gameplay.
One of my favorite things about Epic Yarn is just the line, the ground feels like pants.
Yeah, this great. I like the tone of that narrator is just like so pleasant and warm. It's just like this grass feels like pants. Me and Drum and Lynn have started sometimes say just randomly when we're co-oping a game or something, like one of us will just say, "We did it." And then someone else will say, "We found the magic yard." Because that's what it says at the end of every world when you beat the boss, I think. We did it. We found the magic yard. I just like the idea that you could say that when you did anything. We did it. We found the magic yard.
We did it. You want to save your game?
I already saved, but I'm just saving again just in case like I forgot or something.
Yeah.
We're good.
Oh, F-Zero.
Hey, look at that PS. That's a huge PS2. That's like as tall as my character is.
It is.
It's a good looking PS2. All right. Well, that will more than do it for 1 week. We'll be back next week with Coury playing something. At some point this week, you'll find that that not so many episode about
mini in style, but not in length.
Correct. So look forward to that. Look forward to the stream. And
thanks to everybody who donated and the crazy donations tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, 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 very much. Much appreciated. We'll see ya.
Have a good week.
Yep.
We'll see